good? Yes. August 10th, 2021. Yo, this echo. Not really in the studio. What's up, yo? I missed you guys after a resting period. I'm back. Yeah. Got a few things to talk about. Nice. Yeah. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Hope everyone's weekend went good, went okay, y'all all safe. Let's have some fun. So over the weekend, while I was doing the absolute minimum, I noticed something because everybody sees these pages on Facebook. Do you want to make money from home? Do you want to make money post-pandemic? I made $10,000 in 20 minutes and I didn't do nothing, just use my cell phone. And we all know, but me, I'm curious. I know. All right. It's about a chance. You got probably the same chance as one of those panning out as you do of hitting the fucking lottery. Hey, somebody had to say it. Somebody had to say it, but I'm curious. So what I have, because this is an observational podcast, I've observed probably the same thing that you've all observed, is that, it's a scam. Everybody, you type in info, somebody inboxes me, and the first thing they want to know, hey, do you have a credit card account? Do you have a bank account? Do you have Cash App? If they say Cash App and they tell you it's a legitimate business, because no non-criminal has ever, no scam artist, not a legitimate person has ever had to use the term legit. They just said, yeah. If you're legit, you don't have to convince people you're legit. Somebody said I was gonna be doing payroll for people that do charity work overseas. I'm like, yo, how much money do you have to start out with? Yeah, that's on the up and up, right? That's on the up and up, right? Yeah. So so I'm supposing that what the meat and potatoes, the nuts and bolts, the bare bones of the scam is that you send them money. That's it. You fund their lifestyle. You send them money. And once you're smart enough to figure out that all you're doing is sending them money, then you've bought into the program. They're trading you, they're taking your money and they're giving you magic beans. But you'll be stupid to plant the beans. Instead, you just got to find a person dumber than you to sell the beans the same way they sold you the goddamn beans. That is the baseline of all of these scams. There is no such thing as a get-rich-quick scam, and I know that. I really do. But it's fun to watch people like, it's the saying that, yeah, I know you lying, but I'm going to let you but continue. I know you're lying, but please continue. Next up is something that I have wanted to get off of my chest. Okay. Let's put it like this. We are in the middle of a pandemic. So which one of you people are out there? Who's the person in your workplace, in your school, that is replacing the hand soap, and once it gets half empty, they're putting water in the goddamn bottle of hand soap, because when I'm at work and I go to wash my hands, it just squirts in my hand soap is running out the side of my hands, and the tube is still leaking, like it's leaking water. We are not, listen, hand soap is one of the few weapons we have on the front line against this pandemic. hand soap, it ain't even just the pandemic. It's just keeping your hands clean. And especially I work around, it's real easy for my hands to get dirty quick. So you wash them every once in a while. And then I go to squirt the pump and it's just like, just all in the middle of my palm. Who's doing that? We don't have to live like that. I've been in the store closet. I've been in the storage closet. We have enough soap that you don't have to live out your childhood traumas and getting a whooping for using the last of the hand soap. You don't have to live like that no more. I've come to tell you that you don't have to put water in the soap. Listen, listen, all right? Florida and James Evans and their 3 children lived at 921 North Gilbert Avenue, apartment 17C in Cabrini Greens, the projects in Chicago. And for one, James took his pool stick and went out to get rent money. He went out there and did that. But you know one thing they didn't do? They never told JJ to put water in the goddamn hand soap. Come on. Really? What do? Water in the cereal, water in the hand soap, anything that you're down on, water in the shampoo, water in everything, huh? Water in the lotion. Who taught you that? Who taught you that? Stop that. These companies, what are you trying to get? Like, what are you saving the company money? You're saving the school money by watering down the hand soap? And when 20 people get sick, yeah, and they have to call out, then that was your bright idea? Stop it. I am AJ. I have to check because whenever Verizon, whenever Fios is acting up, my live acts up because it's a streaming type of thing. But I got some stories for y'all. Let's have some fun. Who's batting first? Yeah, man on meth and Xanax crashed his children's birthday party, and he was just getting started, baby. The opioid enthusiast is out there like Eddie Kane Jr., and he is ready to blow the roof off of a kid's party. Stop. Yo, the opioid enthusiast strikes a 55-year-old Pennsylvania man on Xanax and methamphetamine. Was the life of the party? I bet he was. Electric Boogaloo. Saturday. Unfortunately for all involved, it was a party for a child. Douglas Lightline stumbled into an Armstrong County backyard where a kid was celebrating a birthday while he was under the influence of the aforementioned drugs, methamphetamine and Xanax. Yeah, he came to party. I come to party. According to police, Pittsburgh news station WTAE reports he was taken to a hospital and reportedly faces charges for that disturbance. Oh, yeah, of course. On Sunday night, Layleen was at it again. Of course, they didn't keep him for the weekend to at least just like make sure he they just sent him right back out there. I mean, according to cops who received the call of a man who was stumbling and dancing in the middle of the road, let that man party. God damn it. Shit. 17C. Ain't we lucky we got him? Know what I mean? Opioid tongue. Possibly intoxicated, though he was definitely intoxicated. Know what I mean? If you're on opioids, nobody on opioids half-asses anything. They're either going to get all the way fucked up or they're going to fucking overdose, and it's never just a little buzz. No, we just don't do a little bit to get a bump. No, this is the opioid train, baby. They said that they came across Layline, who was in possession of 38 bags of heroin. He was only 2 bags in. He had another 38 to go. Thanks a lot, guys. He was arrested and stands accused of breaking into a home in the area while under the influence of methamphetamine. And I have one thing to say for old Charles. A party ain't a party till the dope comes through. Have your fun, man. This shit off my page. Yo, how you? How do you possibly? How? How? Caught him with 38 bags of heroin. He popped the first two and went off. See, you. These are the type of people you got to give them a stage. You give them a stage, and that way they party to themselves, and they're not hurting anyone. Cannabis over intoxication results in millions of visits to the ER per year. Where is this? When I used to smoke weed, the worst thing that can happen to you is either you fall asleep or you get a headache. But I've never had to go to the hospital for over intoxication of marijuana. My non-alcoholic beverage for this evening is, energy herbal tonic from 7-Eleven. The burden on the healthcare system from cannabis. Okay, this is ridiculous. The burden on the healthcare system from cannabis use is often underappreciated. But the last story, this guy was just cooking on Xanax and methamphetamines. That was on a Saturday. Sunday, he was out doing the same thing with 4 bundles of heroin in his pocket. But do you see the irony here? Do you see the irony? But the burden on the healthcare system from cannabis, though, right, is often underappreciated because many see the risk of smoking marijuana as low. However, okay, so let's do it like this then. You give you give the guy who took the marijuana, the Xanax and the methamphetamines, and give the guy who took the sticks and the meth, you give him a joint and see and let's play the role reversal game here and see what fucks up who worse. However, they are a very large number of visits to the emergency room. What are y'all putting in this weed? Well, it's just bud, man. Room for every year. I sound like hippie. It's just weed, man. It's from the earth every year as a result of cannabis intoxication. According to the latest data gathered by the Nationwide Emergency Department sample, NEDS, that's the acronym, there were over 1.7 million estimated ER visits associated with cannabis in 2018. Cannabis, somebody over 8 and you had to pump their stomach? The latest 2018, the latest year with data. That was 3 years ago. This is over 1% of all visits to the ER during that year. Of drug-related visits to the ER, cannabis is the second most common cause after methamphetamine and more common than alcohol, heroin, or cocaine. I do not. Because usually an ER visit from heroin probably means that you're going to die, maybe. Yeah, or cocaine probably means that it's a good chance that you did something that's life threatening. Know what I mean? Like, yeah, so there's no need to go to the ER if like you're fucking pronounced dead. If you're pronounced dead on the way there. That's just my opinion. As cannabis legalization increases access to the drug and its potency, the number of ER visits is expected to increase. And then you get people that's just not responsible because it's legal, they get sloppy with it. And that could be a large part of the number. Nah, man, because responsible people smoke their little bud and they go and they build bird houses or something. I don't They go and they glue shit together. They go and watch TV. They play video games. They do shit. You know what I mean? Like somebody that if you're consuming enough cannabis that you have to go to the ER, then you have way too much time on your hands. That is and that's the bottom line. Come on. There's a major cost to the medical system associated with cannabis over intoxication. I hate that term already. Based on a report by United Healthcare, the average cost of an ED visit, an erectile dysfunction visit, oh shit, is $2,200, which implies billions of costs every year. I'm mad they call it an ED visit. Moreover, despite the perception that cannabis overintoxication is victimless, there are real risks, especially to children. Unlike in adults, the risk of overdose in children include coma and even death if you're being irresponsible. And as a child, you should not really be abusing pot. I don't think so. You should at least be educated on the effects of marijuana or cannabis or THC, whatever. Other effects include tachycardia, that's like heart shit, nausea and vomiting, and respiratory depression severe enough to require ventilation. Whoa, that's the tube down your throat. You don't want that. When the tube goes down your throat, that means our pal fentanyl is somewhere in the area. The risks in adults are also underappreciated, although there is little risk of death. Cannibal, cannabis. Cannabis over intoxication is associated with a number of psychiatric complications, including acute psychosis, drive you crazy, but you start hallucinating. Yeah, if somebody's doing that much marijuana, then they clearly have way too much time on their hands. And in that case, that's a legitimate problem. Like, what are you doing? Let's like get you on yoga or something. I don't know, something to fill in that bracket where you feel like cannabis intoxication can increase the risk associated with other substances. Among cases of alcohol poisoning, cannabis is implicated in 43% because, just like anything else, if cannabis is your drug of choice, then whatever you do, weed, if you do like anything you do, if any drug you do, say for example, and I've said this before, any if you have a drug of choice, if you have a substance of choice, say if your substance of choice is alcohol, then if that's your choice, if that's your preference, then if you smoke weed, then all the weed is going to make you want to do is do alcohol, and vice versa. If you do, I don't know, fucking fentanyl. If you like to smoke weed, then like if you do fentanyl, then all it's going to make you do is gonna make you want to go to your drug of choice. And I guess fentanyl might be a little bit reaching, but you get the point. Next up. Yeah, if you're consuming that much marijuana that you have to go get like intubated and all that, then you're doing way too much marijuana. Florida martial arts instructor arrested after allegedly placing cameras in restroom. So, okay, so if Florida police arrested a Florida martial arts instructor after he allegedly placed hidden cameras in the restrooms of his academy. In his academy, Pembroke Pines police officer arrested 64-year-old Robert Franco. So we're going to stop at 64 years old for a second. And when you say a 64-year-old man, then that means that why at 64 do you feel that you have to use cameras to look at, I don't know, let's say women. Maybe I don't know what his preference is. Let's say you want to look at women, you want to look at females at 64 years old. You should be old enough to say, well, God damn it, I like to see women dance. And you can really, at 64 years old, go to a club you could get in for 20 bucks, you buy yourself 2 drinks, and you could watch the girls shake their asses until the bar closes or whatever, until the establishment closes. You do not have to inspect their gadget, drill holes in the locker room, and watch women or whatever your preference is, whatever, get dressed and undressed. If they're in the restroom, I don't know what's sexy about watching a woman take a dump and possibly change her personal hygiene product. That you felt like you had to drill a hole in the wall to get a glimpse of that. When you can go to you can probably, if in Florida, you could probably sit on a park bench and see all the softcore porn that your eyes can get enough of without committing any crimes. Like, I don't get it. At 64 years old, I would like to say, hey, if I want to see a hot topless woman and dance in a legal setting where I'm not touching anything and I'm not getting in trouble. I'm old enough. I've lived long enough to earn that right. Oh, this is a Friday after a 17-year-old female student at the academy noticed cameras hidden inside picture frames. What? The Scooby Doo photo where the eyes move every time you walk past. Ah, ah, the Mona Lisa, the Mona Lisa on the wall in the dojo where every time you walk past, the eyes are following you back and forth. The female then took photographs of the cameras before confronting Franco, and that's a strong girl. Yo, shout out to Shorty, the young girl. Yeah, shout out to whoever that young girl was that was brave enough to take matters in her own hands because obviously she's not the first person that he been peeping at. I mean, and she took a stand on her own to go and yeah, let's put an end to this old ass perv. The female then took photographs of the cameras before confronting Franco, prompting him to destroy the cameras and frames. Police say the student also notified her father of the incident, who contacted 911. Stand up were great work. Officers arrived on the scene and immediately began investigating, seizing a phone, a computer, a box of wet wipes, and a bottle of lotion with halfway filled with water. No. Investigators found that the cameras had been in place in the restroom since Franco took over the academy in March, capturing images of both adults and children. He's horrible. Police say Franco attempted to offer an explanation for the cameras. What explanation is there, man? Which officers found to be unreasonable. Yeah. Oh man. Franco is facing multiple charges of video voyeurism and tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. Yeah, you're a goddamn perv. In Pembroke, Florida, I suppose for about $35, $40, you could probably get I don't know, you could probably get a lap dance. You get a couple shots in the lap dance. You get a over the pants handy. I mean, it'll get you something. You don't have to set up. That is too elaborate a scheme to set up cameras somewhere private where you can do that when you can legally go and watch women and whatever else you prefer to watch in a setting that's controlled and you know you're not going to get in trouble. It's just too much. That I don't know. It's just something about that. Sometimes people they get they get off on doing things the absolute wrong way. I guess it's the thrill of maybe I'll get caught. Maybe I don't know, but that's just like I don't know. It's just to want to watch young women, children, and shit. And as a martial arts instructor, most women will probably or most parents will send their daughters to that school in order to like, and they're trusting you to teach their young girls how to defend themselves and how to protect themselves. That's an even more shocking. That's even more scary than the fact that he was watching them. It's the fact that parents are actually trusting you to teach their daughters and their other children how to protect themselves in the event. And honestly, that girl did, yeah, she went above and beyond. Um, Next up, get rid of this. Yeah, here we go. Utah woman called in fake bomb threat to leave work early. That's what I'm talking about, shorty. A woman that will call in a fake bomb threat to get me home early so we can enjoy our anniversary because my goddamn boss didn't want to give me the day off. Yeah, guess what? It's a bomb threat. Boss man, you know it's bullshit, but you got to take it serious anyway. Hey, let me know how things turn out. I'll be going home now. Yeah, it's edible arrangements on the way already and everything. I'm going home. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. And I'm out of work early. A woman in Utah is facing charges after she allegedly made up a bomb threat so she could leave her job early. And I would have slammed the door and walked out with the goddamn George Jefferson, would have knocked the picture. I would have slammed the door so hard, the picture with the camera with the eyes that follow you around the room would have fell off the goddamn wall. Goodbye, sir. According to the Summit County Sheriff's Office, the 21-year-old from Colville sent her father a text message, called 911, bomb threat at my job on Sunday. She got her daddy involved. The father then alerted police. Got her daddy working as an accomplice. Yeah, were dispatched to the Park City outlets where the woman worked as an assistant manager at the Route 21 clothing store. During the investigation, it was found to be a fake threat. The police report states the assistant manager admitted to calling in the threat to her father because she wanted to leave work. Why did you admit to it? The Summit County Sheriff's Office said the issue was resolved quickly as no evacuation took place. Oh, I don't think she got what she wanted. Maybe if it blew up in her face, so to speak. Bomb threat blew up in her face. Yeah, bars. The case will be sent to the county attorney for review, who will decide if the woman will face charges of making a terroristic threat. Give her probation, slap her on the wrist, let her know what she did was stupid as hell. I admire the creativity. I admire the balls that she had to do that. But yeah, bomb threat, that's a little bit much. It's insane to me that someone would be so careless as to do something like that. You would do the same thing if you didn't want to work too. Not we respond to all calls for service. We do so professionally. We apply the resources that we need based on that call for service. And I understand that. But come on. In these terms, it's fun. Sometimes it's horrible, but just because I'm reading the story, it's fun. Something like this is a very, very big deal. Yes, it is. And it's not meant to be taken lightly. Honestly, I fuck around. We have requested the county attorney's office. No, who's really going to blow up a clothing store that's like fucking like Burlington Marshalls? Yeah, nobody's blowing that shit up. Like, stop. We have requested, but you got to poke out anyway. For basically the scare and the amount of resources they took away from other people who need them. It's somewhere in the middle of fucking in Mormontown, Utah, whatever. What's really going on that these cops, they probably didn't have nothing to do, knock the dust off your equipment. No, they're probably fighting forest fire. Yeah, I could see that. She admitted to them, this is fake. I did it because I didn't want to be at work. Yo, people don't like their jobs, man. Like, yo, and the sooner y'all realize that and stop making shit miserable for people, they'll stop doing things like this. And so we were able to determine that, in fact, it was not a real bomb threat. And our deputies were able to make sure and confirm that the building was safe. There was no actual threat. Yeah, somebody just don't want to go to work. I don't want to be, I don't like it. I don't like it. This shit sucks. Yeah. Get me out of here. Dad, call. She got her daddy in it. That's fucked up. Okay, let's take it back to Jersey. A New Jersey man is facing charges after his UPS co-workers told the FBI he gloated and showed them videos of his time at the Capitol riot. Come on, Jersey. Come on, Jersey. Why are we doing this, man? My home state, you know what I mean? Garden State, baby. Why are we telling on ourselves? Stop telling. Matter of fact, you told on yourself and your employees because somebody probably had to cover your route. You went and told on the wrong. They ain't your friends. Yeah, whoever you told, they are not your friends because somebody had to cover whatever the hell you slacked up, whatever you missed that day. Somebody was mad at you, man, because they had to pick up your goddamn slack, and you're gonna go tell? Come on, man. And yo, this whole Capitol riot shit, period, whatever kind of brotherhood, whatever pact, whatever promise, whatever pinky swear they made to each other, whatever pinprick thumb, like blood oath they made to each other, that shit don't mean nothing. Because as soon as these feds started throwing numbers at them, it's like, oh yeah, I'll cooperate. That's all they had to do. Close them, lock them in a room for a couple hours, you know what I mean? For a little bit, talk shit to them, throw them numbers. I don't know what they thought they were going to accomplish by this. But it's so far, it's damn near everybody that they've caught behind this. They told on somebody else. They're telling on themselves. And when they get faced with time, they're folding like fresh laundry. Stop it. Did nothing. The FBI arrested Donald Smith after his co-workers outed his participation in the Capitol riot. His co-workers told the FBI he gloated about entering House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office. Yo, you telling on, and they're just like, yeah, you gonna get yours, B. You gonna get yours, B. So far, at least 605 people has been charged in relation to the Capitol riot. A New Jersey, where was he from? A New Jersey man was arrested after his co-workers at UPS tipped off the FBI. Donald Smith gloated, allegedly showing them videos of his participation and bragging about it at work. The FBI on July 28th hit Smith with a slew of charges, including knowingly entering or remaining in a restricted building without authority, disorderly and disruptive conduct, and in a restricted building, violent entry and disorderly conduct. Oh man. The two co-workers also confirmed to the FBI that Smith hadn't attended work on January 6th. I told you. Yo, they wasn't having that. Like, yo, he called out and I had to cover his fucking shift. Damn right he was there. He showed me the videos. Get his phone. The department alleged. Yeah, told him, yeah, can you send me that video? And he probably sent it to him too. Oh, telling on yourself ass nigga. He had a great, the department alleges he told another, he had a great time and was one of the rioters who said he had a great time. The Capitol riot left 5 people, including 1 police officer, dead. So far, at least 605 people has been charged in relation to the riot. Stop that. You know what you should have did if you wanted to get out of work? You should have called that girl to call in a bomb threat. Those are 2 people that belong together. Can we get their information and hook them up on Bumble or something so they could exchange notes? Arrested is, don't tell nobody you did no shit like that. People are, yeah, everybody who get caught on social media, everybody who says anything they had anything to do with that, people come to get them immediately. For some reason, it seems that for some dumb reason, it seems that people don't like that they did that. What do you thought? You was going to get a fucking award? You thought you was going to get employee? You thought you was going to get the Golden Box Award at UPS? Because you had to load, somebody had to load your goddamn truck and do your deliveries. And when you tell them you was out at the Capitol, you said you were sick, motherfucker. Former client arrested and murdered. This is my last story. How we doing on time? 33 minutes, right and tight. And it's still recording. Former client arrested in murder of NYC divorce lawyer found stabbed to death in his office. Woo! Yeah, your divorce lawyer found killed. And a New York City man is accused of stabbing his former attorney to death in his law office. You let that bitch get everything. She took the house. She took the car. She said, she told me for 5 years she always hated my dog. She took my dog. She said she hated when I go fishing. She took my fishing poles. She took everything from me. God damn. And you barely let her. You didn't even put up a counter offer. I had one good suit. She took my suit and gave it to Goodwill. She didn't even want it. God. The shunned. They shunned me. Oh, yeah, I can see. I gave her the best years of my life, and all I got for it is a bald head and 2 boils on the side of my face. Stress boils. On Monday, Nando Perez of the Bronx Fire Mike, not surprised, bully down, baby, was arrested in connection to the murder of Charles Zolat, According to the New York City Police Department, Perez has been charged with murder and criminal possession of a weapon. So Lot was discovered unconscious in his Queens office. You gonna get yours beat shortly before 6 a.m. on August 5th. He was found by an office janitor who called 911. You let her get everything. One attorney described the 65-year-old as very likable and not at all the kind of guy that would have an enemy or agitate anybody. You got an enemy, man. You had an enemy, bro. I'm sorry that he died. That's messed up. But yeah, you basically sat there and let that woman take everything away from him. He had a pair of jogging shoes. She even took those. It is unclear whether Perez has an attorney to comment on his behalf. Of course, he doesn't have an attorney because it seems that the last attorney that he had ended up dead. Who's going to defend him now? You're fucked, Perez. Man, yo. That being said, don't hire a bad divorce lawyer. Yeah. Uh, don't get spied on. If you see artwork in the woman's bathroom of a gym or a dojo, yeah, immediately contact the authorities because they're watching you. If you fucks with the podcast, you can find me on Anchor or Spotify. I guess by now, over 120 episodes. Uh, Instagram, Taco Meat 05. Twitter, Rise and Shine, RYEZSHYNE, or Halfcast AJ, HALFCASTAJ. Or you could just hit me here on the platform that I'm talking to you now, but I always seem to forget the goddamn name. Facebook Messenger. Or Facebook Messenger, or you can just hit me on my Facebook page. That being said, I love you guys. If it's you putting water in the goddamn hand soap, stop watering down the hand soap. Pandemic out there. Stop being cheap. I'll holler at y'all very, very soon. Adios.